Which would you rather have? Somebody yelling and screaming at you, telling you that you can do it, just get it together, or somebody nicely telling you that you're worthless and you're never going to amount to anything unless you take the next step? I'm guessing you're like me, and neither one works. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why surface level motivation does not work, but what does work. So stay tuned for that. You know, it kind of drives me crazy that there's a lot of these gurus out there that are on both extremes. That one extreme about just yelling at you and being just forceful and in your face. And, you know, it might have its place. It might belong in some circumstances with certain people, but I think as an overall generalization, it's not effective. Because our natural tendency as humans is to push back when we feel like we're being going up against opposition. So I don't see it being that effective. But then on the other side of it, you have the one that tells you how horrible you are and and they try to use that as a motivation. Like, for instance, you know, you're way overweight, you need to do this. Or you're just lazy, but do this. It's just, I think it's a wrong approach. Me personally, I don't want somebody coming at me, talking to me like that. It doesn't motivate me whatsoever. And then you do have there is another kind of motivation. And this is the one that I see a lot. And I'm not going to discount a lot of the people. I'm not going to name anybody because I'm not about that. But just I want to attach to the idea itself of the motivation. And what I see is it's kind motivation, but it's shallow. Like there's no action steps beyond the motivation. It's just a little quick fix, pep talk, locker room, you know, speech. And then what? You're right back to where you were. And that motivation fades quick. Because there's not any action behind it. And so that's what I want to explain about today is what it takes to keep that motivation going. Because motivation's good. We need to be motivated. But there needs to be intention with motivation. Those two go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. So what I mean by this is we have to kind of go back and reframe from a mindset perspective. Okay? And it's what a lot of these gurus go after is the mindset, but that's the shallow, that's where they stop. So we need to keep going with that. So the mindset, where are we at? We have to recognize where we're at. Like, why do we need to be motivated? That's a really big question. That's going to be a determining factor of what changes when we can pinpoint why it is we need to be motivated. It could be lack of energy. It could be lack of importance. It could be procrastination. There's many different factors of why we need motivation. So if we can figure that out, if we can recognize why we need the motivation and why we're not motivated, right? Is it just because you've given up on your dreams? Have you listened to everybody else's negative talk about how you'll never do it or you'll never amount to anything? Or you listen to the motivation that says you're worthless, but do this. Well, after you're told you're worthless, do you really want to do it? I'd venture to say no. Okay? So we're recognizing what it is, why it is that we're not motivated or what's keeping us from being motivated. Once we recognize that, this is where what I coach on is different than what's out there. See, this is where the work begins. This is where we really dive into what it is that's holding you back, because that's the part that matters. You could go do 1,000 things out there and not have a purpose behind it, and it means nothing. Does that make sense? So, all right, so not motivated. Now, we have to rewrite that. Like I said at the beginning, a lot of this comes to mindset, right? So we have to go back to the mindset part and be like, okay, who am I when I sit in this unmotivation? Let's figure out that false belief that we have going on about ourselves, that false identity. And then we need to alter that. We need to change that. We need to tweak that. So for instance, I could say that I'm just not good at sales. But instead I could be like, I'm just starting. I got a lot to learn. I can do this. Right? And I've talked about this shift before, but the reason why I've talked about it, and I'm going to continue to talk about it over and over and over, is because it has to happen. See, that's where everything else falls off, generally. It's like, hey, go get them, go do better, you got this, yeah, good job, take a deep breath, breathe out, inhale, exhale, push those limits. That's empty, right? There's nothing in that. Okay, how do I push those limits? Yeah, I can breathe in the moment, but how is breathing going to get me to my goal? See, this is where we have to rewrite this identity and say, okay, I'm going to be this person, or I'm going to do this thing. Now, how do I do this? Okay, put it into action. How do I do this? Okay, well, I want to get better at sales. I'm going to be a better salesperson. There's the rewrite, the reframe. Okay, how am I going to do that? I'm going to write down some goals. I'm going to start small and build off of those. And when I say start small, you write a small goal, you write a small target, and you concentrate on that target, right? You continue to work on getting better at that. And then when you start to get better, then you implement another one. And see, this is why a lot of people fall off, and this is why a lot of the motivation out there is kind of shallow, is because those that are preaching this motivation, that are just blowing up on social media, they're doing it because they know everybody wants a quick fix. And that's where the mistake is. See, there is no quick fix to this. You can't just flip a switch and be like, okay, I'm completely motivated. Now I'm going to go conquer the world and I got it handled. No, there's not one person that's ever been able to do that. And that's another thing too, is a lot of these motivational speakers out there, these gurus, got you believing that it just happens. That it just comes naturally. But they fail to tell you about all the hard work they put in over decades. And they're using this fallacy to encourage others without giving them the true meat behind it. And that's just not right. And I can't believe we stand for that. See, real change happens over time. And so, over time, we have to master these different things. We have to stack these wins. And that's what it's about. That's stacking wins. When you're doing a task and you got a goal in front of you and you're working toward that and you achieve that, that is huge. And that should give you, that's where the true motivation should really kick in. See, I can hype you up. I can get you riled to get to that first, little bit. But at some point, the motivation has to fall on you. And that's exactly how you do it, is through those wins. So you're getting better. You're progressing. You're getting the wins. That motivates you to push on for another one. And then you work through that and you win. and then do another one. That's where the true motivation builds. So you got an end goal. You got something in your sights that you want to do or want to be or want to achieve, right? So now you start writing down. I would suggest just write down a few goals at first, because another thing is you can burn yourself out super quick if you try to shoot too fast, too far, or too far, too fast, right? Because you have to rely on those tiny steps. You have to be able to work your way to that. You have to make progress, work your way toward that. You can't just jump from way down here. Let's put it on a step, right? Because we take steps. So you can't be on the bottom floor. And try this. Go to your staircase if you have a staircase in your house, or go find a staircase. Go to the bottom floor, and try to jump from there all the way to the top. And I'm talking like not just a couple steps, because that's easy. I can do that. I can jump probably 6. But I'm saying a full staircase. Go stand at the bottom of it and try to imagine jumping from the bottom all the way to the top. It's impossible. So why would you think that you could do that in whatever else that you're trying to tackle in life? Your career, your health. It doesn't happen. It's not feasible. But for some reason, we have all these people preaching this fastness, the quick fix, the get it now. I'm going to change your life in 3 days. And it's not feasible. I myself, I have a 30-day resilient wellness blueprint. But not once do I say that at the end of that 30 days, you're going to be completely better. Or you're going to be completely different. No, you're going to be on a good path to being different. But it's not going to change you that quick. It takes time. You have to stack these habits. You have to stack these wins. And that's why I roll it into a 12-week program. Additional coaching. Because it takes time. And so I guess my point I want to get across in this whole video is that don't fall for the fake motivation. Don't fall for the surface level dog and pony show, I guess you could call it. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some out there that are good. There's a couple I follow that I really respect. And so I've joined their program because of that. Because they're authentic. They care. But there's a lot out there that don't. There's a lot out there that they're just trying to make a buck. They could care less if you make it or not. And that's not okay. You know, I've found myself in a position before where I kind of wanted that push, that accountability, that mentorship. And I'm still seeking some mentorship because it's important to have that in your life. You need to have that. I myself, I mean, be transparent. I like to pour into other people. That's just who I am. Because that's where I feel the best. I love helping people. Because when I can get through some pretty big things and then help others do the same thing, there's nothing better than that. I love that. And that's why I started my online school community called Resilient Recovery. You know, it's a whole other platform for just everybody that's got struggles. It's a place where people can come and be safe and feel good and start to heal and start to process these things in their lives, the struggles they're going through. So it's a big reason why I started that. I'll do another video on that one later. But for right now, you know, where I'm at is I see these big companies, these executives, professionals are hiring in these guys that are coming in, and that's all it's about. It's just about spending just a couple days, making a lot of money, and then just going on from there. I'm not saying they're all like that. Please hear me on that. I'm not saying they're all like that. I know this will probably start some squabbles with somebody, but there are a lot out there that do. And the unfortunate part is because of that, it puts a bad taste in people's mouths for coaching, for mentorship. I want to flip the script on that. I'm not that popular yet. And I say yet because my mindset is I'm going to get there because I'm going to push for it. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to put my goals in place and I'm going to continue to reach those goals. Just push forward, push on, right? But I'm going to get to a level to where I do have enough popularity that we can make a real difference. We can get people in the workforce, the professionals like you. If you're watching this and you're a professional or you're an executive and you're having a hard time, you're struggling, you're having an issue with your leaders, or your strategy and you're within the business, whatever it may be, we're going to get you on top of the world again. We're going to get you back into a place where you feel confident and unstoppable. Because when you're in business and you're at that level, that's how you should be operating. It should be. Because business isn't for the faint of heart. And I don't want you to think that it's easy. It's for a special breed. It really is. Like, I'm just sitting here reflecting on it. Like, when I started my last business and I was getting it up off the ground, there was moments I was like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Like, this is a lot. There's a lot that goes into this. I pushed through it. I reframed my mindset on it. But it's the truth. And that's why a lot of professionals struggle. Because you get into a point to where you're just pushing and pushing and pushing and you burn out. And you lose focus. And it's natural. It happens. It's going to happen. But the cool thing is most professionals are smart enough to know, I need help. I need somebody to come along my side and walk me through this. Show me what I'm not seeing. And I love that. See, the truth is, and I'm going to be open with you, poor people hide their problems. Act like they don't exist. Wealthy people, professionals, they know that every second that they are wasting on depression or stress, it's losing them money. They could be doing a lot better things, and they know that, and so, boom, they do something about it. So, if you are a professional and you're listening to this, please get in touch. I would love to help you through the process. We can do it. We can tackle it. Also, I can come do some workshops with your teams. We can do some leadership building, get things back on track, get a good strategy going, right? If you're not a professional and you're watching this, do something different in life. Become something better, someone better. Don't hide your problems. Bring them out in the open. This world needs more leaders. There's a lot of people sitting behind the scenes, twiddling their thumbs, just existing. And we need more leaders. And then going back to this whole video, I'm not going to just say, get out there and do it. This is how you do it. You reframe your mind. You accept the fact that you have limiting beliefs and you act on it. You do something about it. You start making your list, your goals, what you're going to accomplish. And if you get stuck, find somebody that can help you. A coach, a mentor. See, we have the choice of what we're going to do in our life. We have the ability to be whoever we want to be. Just have to take that step. Or for my professionals out there, you just have to slow down a little bit. Bring on the guidance, pump the brakes a little bit, and get back on track. You can. So it's a good talk. Don't fall for the fake motivation, the surface level. It's not going to work. It burns off quick. You can throw on that podcast and listen to that person talk for an hour, and I guarantee you within a day and a half, what you heard on that talk is gone. You can't recollect it. I like that. It's hard to say that. No, you need action steps. And so if you stop and you write your stuff down, what goals do I need to be? Where do I want to be? As opposed to where I am now. Like, who am I right now? What's holding me from my goals? What's holding me back? Okay? And do something about that. Okay, this is who I want to be. I'm going to be this person. I'm going to do this thing. And then start writing it down. This is what I need to do first. This is what I need to do second. If I don't know how to do that, then I need to find somebody that can help me do that. Right? And that's where I come into play. All my information's in the description. But I encourage you to begin building your own motivation. Begin putting into practice your goal steps so you can stack those wins. Because those wins, that's what's going to get you going. Because then you're going to start seeing changes. You're going to start seeing things working out like you'd hoped. And then when you start seeing those things, it feels good. And so you keep going. Now, there will be times, I'm not going to tell you that it's always going to be a win after win after win. Distraction comes after intention sometimes. And we have to pay attention to that. There might be periods that it feels like nothing's going on. Nothing's changing. Because maybe you got distracted onto something else, or you lost sight of a goal that you were trying to attain. That's where you need somebody in your corner. That's where you need somebody pushing you, helping you through that. Earlier I talked about the school community I got called Resilient Recovery. In that realm, in the realm of recovery with struggles, it is super important to have community. It's the only way you can do it. Right? But we can pull that out and put it in any circumstance in our life. And it works because we weren't created to be alone. We weren't created to go out there and conquer the world by ourselves. Because it just won't happen. We burn out way too quick. Or we get off course way too fast. And so having that person in your corner, that mentor, that coach, that accountability partner, whoever it might be, whatever label you give it, to be successful, you have to have that person. And I know, I'm preaching to the choir, because I give. But I do have some people I can contact. And I do contact them. I talk to them. I have a few mentors that don't even know I exist. But I listen to every word that they talk about, because a lot of the times they're talking right into my life of where I'm at and how I'm trying to get to where I need to be. And if you see this one of these days, Brendan Bouchard, you're one of them. You're very inspiring. But anyways, so don't fall for the false motivation. Get a plan going. Put in the work. I do need to go back to that part. It is work, but don't let that deter you, because when you start getting the things that you are setting out to get, your life changes. When your life starts to change, everything changes, and that's good. Change is good. Don't be scared of it anymore. Don't push it off. Or don't think that you just need to completely slow down and well, you do need to slow down. I guess what I'm saying is you're not going to get left in the dust if you slow down and get the help that you need. It actually will strengthen you and help you propel even quicker and faster to where you want to be. Guaranteed. So, all right. I notice a lot of you that have been watching my videos, the subscribe rate is low. So you could, if you want, you could help me out. We can get subscribes up and notifications out there and share it with people. This is the awkward part, but it's necessary because I know a lot of people out there need help. I know a lot of people out there are struggling, and they haven't got the right message that's come across. They've had some person yelling at them, tell them that they're awesome, they're going to make it, you're going to go far, but it doesn't stick. And then they got the other person out there telling them, you're worthless, so do this, or whatever it might be. And it doesn't work either. So I know there's a lot of people out there that need to hear this message. And so that's where you come in. That's how you help. You don't need to sign up with my services. You don't need to give me any money, whatever. If there's people out there asking for that kind of stuff, none of that. I just want you to subscribe, like, share, and get this out there for more people. And let's change this world. Let's get back to caring about people and change this world. All right. I'm going to send this without editing it. Might be put a couple things in. But I just want this to be an authentic experience. If you stuck to it this long, awesome. So proud of you. So cool. But I also know that with AI out there and everything, and all these videos that people are doing that are just got all these cool, I mean, they're cool. AI is cool. All these cool different things in there. But I think a lot of it's going to get lost in the noise. And I'm going to stay true to the authenticity. I'm going to be here. I'm going to help you when the time comes. Because you're going to remember, you're going to be like, hey, Chris Boe, he said something about that. He actually seemed like he cared. I'm going to circle back to that. That's what I do. I'm here for it. All right. So, recap a little bit. Don't go for the false motivation. Put a plan in action. Takes work. Do it. Have somebody walk it with you. Have somebody be in your corner. Can't do it alone. Go check out the school community. If you have struggles and you want help with some struggles and you want a community, head over to the school, SKOOL. I'll put it in the description too, but Resilient Recovery. Go check it out. It's a good platform. I just started it, so if you get in now, you're going to be in the founding phases of it, which is going to be awesome, because I'm going to be looking for people to lean on too, to be a part of the healing for other people, to make a difference for other people. Who doesn't want to do that? That's cool. You know, if we can get thousands of people in there having each other's back and helping each other, can you imagine the difference we're going to have? It would be fantastic. Okay, so make your list, stack those wins. It's important because those wins, that's where the true motivation is going to come. Okay? You got this. I'm so grateful to be a part of your life now. And if you don't subscribe, I'll probably pop up there again because I will be all over here one day because I'm going to help change the world. I just want to know, are you going to go with me? All right, guys. Until the next one. I like to say this always. Stay healthy. Stay well.